What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. So I've talked about this game quite a bit. I know a lot of people always ask me to cover this game, and I want to have just a general discussion of where is this game, what's going on with it. Now, I will say this. Sometimes when I make these videos, there really is no answer, or there's no answer that's very obvious, or there's no, light at the end of the tunnel. For a game like this, I do think there's literally a light just like a week and a half away from when we're talking about it, okay? I talked about the Games Radar, the Future Games Show, right? That aired last year. They've done, I believe this is the third year in a row they've done it. Last year's show was very much not good. It really didn't show that many big things whatsoever. In fact, big things I could probably count on one hand, probably less than 5 things actually, if we're being honest with each other. So this year, I do think is going to be much different. This year, again, it is March 25th, so it's only about a week and a half away. I really have high hopes for not the biggest things in the world, but something like this. This game is supposed to come out this spring, okay? Now, this game has been through the ringer when it comes to release dates. Remember, originally, it was supposed to release last year. In fact, remember that trailer that had May 2020 in the trailer, and then they took the trailer down, removed that part, and put the trailer back up. So this game, at the earliest, that at least we officially know, maybe it was supposed to come out even earlier than that, but the earliest that we know, May of 2020. Then it was going to be the fall, because obviously we went right past May and nothing happened. It was supposed to be the fall. Then we got the trailer that said, at the end of it, obviously, spring 2021, which is fine. And again, I guess to get it out of the way, I'm completely okay with delays. It's not like I'm crying about it. It's not like I'm sitting in a corner bashing my head against a wall. I'm fine with delays as long as the end product justifies doing it, right? As long as they make progress on it and the game is better now than it would have been a year ago if they released it. But at the same time, I mean, okay, you've delayed it. I don't even know if you want to technically call it. Because really, it's been at least 2 times, okay? Now, you could say, well, maybe that wasn't official because they never set a release date, but they did give release windows multiple times that were pushed. So I would say it is pretty safe, and I don't think many people should hate on me, because some people do when I say this. I don't think people should hate on me for saying that the game was delayed, okay? Now, again, light at the end of the tunnel. Spring is literally like now. I believe, March 21st is the first day of March. Somewhere in March is the first. I don't go outside, so I don't experience seasons, but March is spring, okay? March, April, May. I do think this game is probably coming out this May. That would just be a prediction of mine. I don't want it to, because there's already in May, in a row, is Resident Evil, and then Mass Effect, and then Deathloop. 3 weeks in a row, okay? Back to back to back. So I would prefer this game stays out of it. Maybe it comes out like in April. That would be really nice, like mid-April. Even if you want to do late April to kind of, I guess, compete with Returnal. I guess you could do that. Or June. But I really hope it comes out in these months. It would kind of be, again, deflating for, even if it gets shown again at this future game show, if the game has a release date for, if it says summer 2021 now, I will probably lose my mind. I mean, at this point, just give a far out release date and give it so far out that it kind of is ridiculous, but then you'll nail it. You know what I mean? Say September 15th, and I don't even know if that's a Friday or a Tuesday, but say September 15th, we'll all be like, dear Jesus Christ, you missed spring and you missed summer. But at least they'll hit that date. You know what I mean? That's what I would prefer. Again, I'm fine with delays, but it does, at some point, it does get a little bit ridiculous. But we can complain all day. We can ask the question of where the game is all day. I think this is a very different situation, because a game or a show like this future game show, I do think it's not made for a game like this, but I think if there's any game, because people will ask will Gotham Knights be there, or will Hogwarts Legacy, or will blank game, and a lot of these games are very big, and I'm not saying they won't be there. Obviously have whatever opinion you want, and I'm not, get your expectations as high or low as you want them to be. You know what I mean? You don't have to listen to me, but when somebody asks me, is Hogwarts Legacy going to be there? No, the game's pushed too far. Is Gotham Knights going to be there? Well, that's a big game. And as I've always said, for State of Plays, or even Nintendo events, or Microsoft events, or whatever, Gamescom, Game Awards, I think you can quickly tell when these events start what level we're at. You know what I mean? So, if all of the announcements are indie things and they're small, the odds of it just suddenly switching and being like all of these big things back to back to back, they're pretty low. Like the likelihood is pretty low. If they're all medium things, then maybe obviously you can go back and forth. And, you know, if there's like small indie games, sure, there could be 1 or 2 big announcements. But if you're expecting like 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, well, and by the way, this game show is going to have 40 plus games there, okay? Or I think 40 on the dot. So that's a lot of games. But again, does that mean 40 big games? No. It probably means 33 small ones, maybe 4 middle tier, maybe 5 middle tier, and then 1 or 2 big ones, okay? Or maybe a little bit more indies and subtract and add, you know, accordingly. But that's kind of what I see from this show. So Gotham Knights I don't see, but Lego Star Wars, I mean, yes, I'm excited. You guys are probably excited. I mean, this is a game in the Lego community, in the Star Wars community, and really just the gaming community. It's a kind of an undervalued game because there is actually a lot of excitement for this that would rival, at least on YouTube, like from what I see of other people that do videos on this, or even when I do videos on this, they do really good. So, like, I think there is a lot of interest in this game, more than some other games that would actually surprise people, and more than a lot of people just think in general. So, I do think if Lego Star Wars shows up at this game show, it actually would be like a big game. And I would even say like this, oh, this is a middle tier, you know, middle of the road game. No, I would say this is a bigger one. So I do think we're going to thinking is tough. Thinking is hard. Because when I say think, people would say that, you know, now I'm predicting, I'm expecting it. I hope and I want this game to show up on March 25th. I want to see the release date there. Am I expecting it? I mean, I will be bluntly honest. I think, you know, being honest is an important thing for YouTubers and for you guys to hear from me. I will say, I always say keep your expectations low and so you don't get upset, you don't get hurt, all that stuff. But I would say if I'm expecting anything at this show, it is this game. That's kind of why I made this video separate, is because, you know, we can go through 50 other games that could happen. But in my honest opinion, if there's any game that I think has a high chance of being there, like a very high chance, and that I'm also very excited for, I would say it's this game. I really, really would say it's this game. So would I be disappointed if this game wasn't there? I guess I'd say yes. I also would start to get a little worried, at least worried about the spring thing, okay? I'm not worried like, oh, the game's canceled if it's not there. No, I never said that. Don't say that I said that. But, you know, if it's not there and we don't hear about it at all in March, well, April, May, and half of June is still spring. So I guess it's possible, but the longer you go, the more now it's summer. And then it's fall, and it just keeps getting pushed. So I would prefer they just come out. It could be at the show. It doesn't even have. They could do it the next day to kind of troll us, right? But just come out, say the release date, give us if it needs to be 4, 5, 6 months from now, fine. But then like give us the date. Don't even say September or October or November. Like give us the date. You know what I mean? That's what I would prefer. Again, I'm not demanding it. I'm not going to their headquarters, but that's just personally from what we've gone through with this game that we are all very excited for. I think we deserve it? That's kind of a tough word. People maybe would have a problem with that, but I think that's what a lot of people would want. Let's just say that, okay? So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think we get the release date at this game show? Do you think we get it sometime else? Do you think it's delayed further than just this spring? Do you think maybe it's in the summer? Let me know all of your guys' thoughts in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on. All of my other social media stuff. I have a Twitter, I have a Twitch, I have a second YouTube channel, and I have a Discord server. All of those things are in the description below if you guys want to check any of that stuff out. We're actually approaching milestones for like all of them individually, so it'd be really, really cool to have you guys over there, okay? Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.